So, what got you into doing the Super Nintendo sleeves and everything? Like, what got you into that whole thing?
Okay, so it was kind of like I said previously, I've kind of like collected Super Nintendo games since I was a child, and all of those older games with the card boxes. I don't know whether they actually ever meant for those card boxes to be anything other than packaging.
Right.
And that's why you see these massive prices for these games, that are actually in their original boxes. Because I can imagine so many children back in the day would have got a new Super Nintendo game or a new, NES game, or an N64 game and literally just rip the box open or put it in the bin. It's just one of those things. And I knew that to collect a full Nintendo collection, I was never going to be able to financially do it
Yeah.
if I was collecting all games in boxes.
You'd have to
And
be like a billionaire.
exactly, or even moderately, okay boxed games go for decent money, but moderately okay boxed games just look really, really tatty anyway. So about 5 years ago, I decided I was going to try and make my own boxes. And originally, my original idea was to make a smaller card box than the one that they came in that just fit a Super Nintendo cartridge. So I started making these boxes because I do quite a lot of graphic design work. So I'm kind
Yeah.
of like, quite good on different things. I use kind of like CorelDRAW to do all my stuff in. And I started making these boxes, and then this Chinese company came out with, the universal game case, which is a plastic sleeve that fits in Super Nintendo games, Genesis games, N64 games. Basically, a lot of those old cartridge games fit in the universal game case, and then you have a sleeve like a DVD or even like a PlayStation or GameCube game. That sleeve that goes into the plastic case, and I just thought, wow, that's fantastic. So I kind of like modded the designs that I'd done up to that point for the universal game case and bought loads of them, and it's just been kind of like a labor of love for the literally the past 5 years. In my spare time, I'd just come upstairs into my games room and I, kind of like design a couple of sleeves for it as my collection grew, and it kind of got to the stage where I was nearing the end of the collection, and I just kind of thought to myself, I should actually put some of these online, because there is a community out there that do covers and sleeves for
Yeah.
the universal game case. You can download them for free on like the Cover Project, or there's a couple of other sites that do them. But what I think kind of like makes mine different to everybody else's is, one, it's been the same designer that's done all of them, and they all fit into a template. They're all the same template. So when you have them stacked up next to each other on a shelf, they all look the same. The Super Nintendo logos are all in the same place. The logos for the games are all in the same place. The screenshots on the back of the games are all in the same place. The size of the cover art is all in the same place. And because of that, they look fantastic next to each other, just like modern games of your GameCube collection or your Wii U collection or whatever, all look similar to each other next to them. The original artwork on a lot of NES or Super Nintendo games, when you actually have them on a shelf next to each other, they look different, almost like, polar opposite to each other, because some of them didn't even put logos on the spines of games back then, so you
Yeah.
don't know what kind of like game you have. So it was kind of like almost that OCD-ness, in me that wanted to make this whole collection and make them look all, the
Well,
same.
it's a nice, like, uniform, formulaic design. It looks nice on a shelf because it all fits together.
Exactly, exactly. And I'm not taking away from anything anyone else has done. Some of the boxes that people have designed for some of the more popular games are fantastic, and they're replicas exactly of the original games, and I think that's kind of like fantastic. But I just wanted to do something different where they all looked like the same, not
Yeah.
exactly the same, but kind of like the spines all matched, if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense, and I definitely like that you went with that too, because we all know about like the gripe with like greatest hits or something is like GameCube, the yellow spine stands out on the shelf.
Yeah, no, exactly. I know I'm just looking at my Wii U collection now, and there's just two that stand out like sore thumbs, and that's the Super Luigi U game, which had a green spine instead
Yeah,
of the blue one, and then there's a Just Dance game that's got a white spine instead of all the blue ones. But
it just stands out.
yeah, no, it does stand out. But
I did go with custom cases actually, kinda like just by printing the cover off at the library. I did take
yeah,
like DS cases and put Game Boy Advance games in them. I just bought like generic DS game, like workout games or something for a few bucks that nobody cares about, and then
yeah.
put on the custom artwork so it looks nice and it's a place to put the Game Boy Advance one because obviously the boxes for those are long gone too.
Yeah, no, exactly. But no, it's been amazing because, like I say, I've never actually until a few weeks ago, even I'd never put any of my work online, and since I've started putting it up on Instagram, I've just literally been inundated with messages asking me for them. Where can I buy them? Do you sell these? Can I download them anywhere, etc., etc. And it's been really nice because I was almost worried about putting them online because
Yeah.
there's some hate for the universal game case and things in the fact that some people think you've either got an unboxed game or you've got a genuine boxed game, and there's no in between, for some people. And I just think there can be an in between. You can you can collect an unboxed collection and still have it look nice. I'm not trying to pretend that these are genuine cases, or trying to rip anybody.
Right. As long as you're not like replicating boxes,
No.
like what you're doing is perfectly fine and cool.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
Now, I think it's cool, and I think you could probably understand, like, as a label of love, I'm sure it's kind of relaxing to go up there and design some and get them in.
Oh no, it is very relaxing. I love it. I'll just come up, do a cover, and yeah, no, it's nice. It can be frustrating when literally you have terrible artwork to work with, or you're having to recreate a game logo from absolutely nothing and wondering how the hell did they do it originally. But at the same time, it can be really nice.
Right, it's like the equivalent of like trimming a bonsai tree or something, which is like you get focused and you just do it.
Yeah. The only thing is now that I'm actually running out of boxes to do. I only have a handful of boxes left to design, and I've started designing a few boxes for kind of fan-made games and translated games as well. But yeah, I'm actually running out of boxes, so then I need to make the decision what to kind of like do next, really, whether I should do a N64 library or kind of call it quits or what. So we'll see.
Yeah, to figure out what the next one might be.
Yeah, the thing is, a lot of the backgrounds on N64 boxes are quite complex. So it would be a slight challenge. Plus, I do actually own about 100 boxed N64 games in genuine boxes. So I don't know if I do collect fully for the N64. It might be one of those ones where I go all boxed and all genuine. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I just think it's cool that you're posting it online because something like that, definitely get it out in the community and share it so it's not, locked away behind the castle walls forever.
Yeah, well, I always kind of like thought that all this is sat here that could probably be, some people would really appreciate this,
Yeah.
And yeah, so I did want to put it out there, but I was holding off putting it out there until I got to the stage where I had a little more spare time because I wasn't designing so many boxes. Now I've got to kind of like the last few I need to do. I'm not thinking with all my spare time, oh, I need to go and design boxes. I mean, it
Right.
got to the stage about halfway through designing them where I wasn't really playing games because most of my time was actually spent designing the boxes for the games. But
Yeah.
thankfully, I've readdressed the balance a bit of that recently, and I've been gaming, a lot more. So
Yeah, make it more of a hobby again versus
yeah,
just like I
yeah,
have to get this box done.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But no,
I
I'm
think
really
it. Yeah.
no. I was just going to say I'm really pleased that you guys liked them. So
Oh, definitely, definitely. And I think it'll be awesome. Obviously, it wasn't the intention behind it, but definitely open up some kind of revenue. So this way to sell them.
yeah, I kind of like I really don't know what I'm going to do because I don't know whether I want to. I work a full-time job. I've got like
Yeah.
a family, different things. I don't know whether I want to be selling lots and lots of cover sleeves on like eBay or something and having to print, get them either commercially printed or printing them off and sending things out in the mail. I just don't know whether I want to commit that sort of time.
Yeah.
But then at the same point, I'm happy to kind of like, give some away for people, but I don't know whether I want to just give away literally 5 or 6 years worth of work for just anyone to then take it upon themselves to resell on eBay, which would,
Right.
you know, inevitably happen.
Well, I think. Well, also, who knows about like copyright issues that could arise.
Yeah, there's kind of like that to it as well.
Well, one thing you could do definitely. That won't solve the reselling issue, but maybe to make sure the load's not too bad, you could do like a limited like only 20 are going to be sold. That's like a
Yeah,
just to limit the influx.
yeah. No, I'm throwing around a few ideas with it, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I might just put a limited number up on kind of like eBay of certain games and just see what sort of kind of like feedback I get from it. But it's not going to
Yeah,
happen, anytime soon. I'm just trying to kind of like build a bit of a following to it. And people seem really interested in my collection of stuff as well, which wasn't the original intention. It was just to put my covers up, but people seem really interested in this huge library of games that I've got as well. So I've been putting a few pictures of my game collection up as well, which is
definitely.
good.
Well, I think also one issue you might run into though selling them is shipping, just because a lot of it, I guessing, would have to be out of country.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what sort of demand outside Europe you'd have because obviously the American cases were so different.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
To PAL cases. I've already had people messaging me asking me if I've done NTSC cases, which I think how long it took me to do the 400 or so UK ones, whether I want to commit to making 700 and something American cases or not, is another matter. Yeah.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I'm back. I didn't really talk for a little bit because I wanted you guys to continue your conversation. But yeah, I guess I'm back, and I kind of like what you do with the Nintendo boxes and cases and stuff like that. And I'm sorry if this is like really awkward now, but yeah.
That's all good.
No, thanks.
I was talking about the covers and everything. About like if he could sell them or whatever, and the logistics of all that.